should be a fun fight, a very action-packed fight. What can I say about William that hasn't been said? He's been not only marching, but punching his way to the world title. He's ranked #1 in the world in all the organizations. And he's earned it, But make no mistake, Giovanni is a very dangerous fighter. This is a fight that we tried making in the past. We weren't able to make it, but we were a little hesitant also on our part as a promoter because he's a tough kid. He's a very, very tough kid. As you guys know, he had a very close fight that he lost to Pitbull Cruz. But it only made him better. And being here in LA, and he trains here in LA, we know that he spars with some of the best fighters out here. Devin Haney, some of the other world champions, and obviously when you have Freddie Roach in your corner, you have to pay attention and be very, very careful. But Williams, he's ready to fight the best. That's what he's wanted ever since he's been with Golden Boy. With his trainer Jay, they've told us, look, we just want to fight the best fighters in the world. And this is just another test for William before he gets his chance to finally fight for a world title. So thank you guys all for being here. Tickets are on sale July 6th, Toyota Center, Toyota Arena. And you don't want to miss it. And if you can't be there live, watch it on the Zone. It's going to be a very exciting, action-packed fight. Thank you guys.
The president of Golden Boy, Eric Gomez, who's a Bears fan, so Giovanni just told me that he's not a Bears fan, Eric. Steelers fan over here.
Okay.
But no, Giovanni has a great attitude about himself, especially with Freddie Roach on his side. And you're right, though, very, very talented young man. That's going to be a real tough fight. Of course, I want to welcome Jay, who I just found out his name is Jay, is Panda. Panda is the trainer for Camarón, and our translator for today is Jaime Mota, who's from everywhere, Miami Hurricane specifically. All right, let's get to the questions right now. Right now, William El Camarón Zepeda. Before we get into the Spanish, you said you've been practicing your English a little bit, right?
I am ready to fight.
There it is. Every single time I see him, he's like, I've been learning a little bit more for you. All right, so there you go. So good job. First question for you, Camarón. In your last bout, you stopped former world champion Maxie Hughes. I was in Las Vegas in January. What did you learn from that fight?
Pues fue una buena pelea. Sabíamos que teníamos un rival complicado, experimentado. Hicimos un gran campamento como siempre lo hemos hecho y solo salimos a trabajar, a disfrutar esa noche y a poner en práctica lo que habíamos entrenado en el campamento.
We knew we had a tough fight that night, very complicated and experienced fighter, but we just went out to have a good time and put into work what we had, worked on during the camp. So that's exactly what we did.
And Giovanni, of course, Eric mentioned your fight against Pitbull Cruz. He said, you lost. You made that face. Was like, nah, you didn't think you lost that fight, but you gave him everything you had that night. You get an opportunity to take on another undefeated fighter. How big is this for your career?
It's huge. It just, further cements what I believe my position is as one of the best lightweights in the world. I've defeated 7 undefeated fighters. I'm used to fighting undefeated fighters, and it's really exciting. This is the kind of fight that motivates me to rise to the occasion and just reach newer levels.
And I was translate, make sure Camarón get to know exactly what he's saying. Camarón, you're looking on July 6th at a guy who took Pitbull Cruz the distance. What are you trying to do?
Estás viendo el 6 de julio a alguien que peleó contra Pitbull Cruz y fueron a la distancia. ¿Qué esperas tú de esta pelea?
No, pues será una pelea competitiva, una pelea fuerte. Sabemos que Giovanni Cabrera viene a dar con todo, como todas sus peleas los ha hecho. Sabemos que es un peleador fuerte porque el tener y aguantar en los rounds a un peleador como lo es Isaac Pitbull Cruz, pues quiere decir que es un peleador fuerte. Entonces nosotros nos estamos preparando muy bien en el campamento para dar una buena pelea.
I think it's going to be a very tough fight because Giovanni Cabrera is a tough, strong fighter. When you go the distance with Isaac Pitbull Cruz, you know that you have to be good and you have to be strong. So that's what we're working on during the camp to be ready for him.
Giovanni, moved to California a couple of years ago, hooked up with Freddie Roach, wild card. Yeah, people know you, but they don't quite know you. They're not giving you the respect. I know you have that chip on your shoulder. Is Cameron overlooking you?
I think it would be foolish if he was. I don't feel that from him at all. The way that he speaks, he obviously very respectful. I have great respect for him, and I think he's brave and he's got balls to put his undefeated record on the line against me. I respect that always, and I'm excited, man. I think it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be una guerra mexicana for sure.
William, you're ranked number 1 by 3 of the 4 sanctioning bodies. A possible 1 fight away from a world title. Why take on Cabrera?
Sabemos que Cabrera es un peleador complicado. Seguimos nosotros exponiendo nuestros aprendizajes que hemos tenido en cada pelea, demostrándole a Golden Boy que estamos listos para los grandes nombres. Ahorita tomamos este gran reto en esta pelea complicada, pero primeramente Dios, saliendo todo bien, vamos a seguir tomando retos con peleadores igual de fuertes.
Well, we like to have that type of fight. We like to have difficult fights, and we like to show Golden Boy and everybody that we're ready for this type of fighter. We know this is going to be a difficult fight, but hopefully if everything turns out right that night, we're going to be ready and be able to take on, the bigger and better fighters from here on out.
Giovanni, you're Mexican-American, Chicago, mentioned Guanajuato roots. You've gone to wild card. If you go to wild card, you gotta, for Freddie to train you and stay in wild card, you gotta earn your way. So you've had the names Haney in the past, Elvis Rodriguez, you have Callum Walsh you're sparring with. What can this fight do? Like, what are people gonna see from you for people who don't know you?
Well, I feel like I have a very unique and difficult style, A lot of what I do is, pretty creative and it is pretty scientific, and most people are confused. They've never seen a style like mine before. I just want them to know that whatever they consider awkwardness is just intelligence. And when you see me succeed against Zepeda, it will be cemented in your minds, that this is not just something that you can't understand, but it's a little bit more scientific.
Scientific, I mean, most members of the media here in boxing, we don't get into this section because we want to do science or math, man. What are you talking about science?
Using angles, throwing off rhythm, using feints, controlling the ring generalship, Boxing is a complicated, we call it the sweet science, so it is scientific.
All right, put me in my place right there. Panda, grab that microphone, Jaime. You hear a fighter like that say that he's going to be his own style. What are you guys preparing for?
It's difficult to prepare for a style like Giovanni, like you said, he's an intelligent fighter. People who know boxing know that it's a difficult style. It makes my job a lot harder to be able to try and find fighters with the style of Giovanni. We try and do our best. We know that no one is Giovanni that's sparring, but I mean, we work on what we see, but we know that July 6th, we've never fought anybody like Giovanni, but Giovanni's never fought anyone like William Zepeda. So, anything can happen. This is boxing. We're going against one of the best trainers, a legend trainer in the world. That makes my job harder, but it makes me do it better and want to win, and the desire to win. But, like I said, it's always hard. You can have Elvis Rodriguez, you can have those, but you're never going to get a fighter that can throw over 1,500 punches per fight. And we're never going to get a fighter that's going to, put fighters off balance like a Giovanni Cabrera, and who's already proven that every time they've took him, as the B-side, he's proved a lot of people wrong. Young prospects, undefeated people, and, to take a fighter like Pitbull Cruz 12 rounds, we know that he's real.
So why take on Cabrera?
My job is to train. I advise William, but William wants to fight everyone and anyone. He wants to prove, he wants to be a legend. He wants to be one of those Mexican fighters that are recognized. He wants to be the Eric Morales. He wants to be the Juan Manuel Marquez. He wants to be the Salvador Sanchez, the Chavez. And in order to do that, you need to fight these fighters. You need to fight these fighters. But it's not a fight that I like, but it's a fight that we're gonna fight, and it's already here, it's signed, and July 6th, we'll see who did a better job.
Jill, you hear that from his trainer? Not a fight he likes, awkward, everything else. Did they make a mistake taking you on?
I don't think it was a mistake. I think it's just what is necessary to be proven, the top title challenger in the world. I think, nobody wants to fight a volume puncher like Zepeda, but, if I am who I say I am, then this is who I have to beat.
So what kind of show are you gonna put on?
It's gonna be fireworks, una guerra mexicana. Arriba León, Guanajuato, cabrones.
Camarón, for you, why take on Cabrera?
Como lo ha mencionado, Panda, sabemos que para ser el mejor peleador y dejar un gran legado, ir ganando ese legado en México como boxeador, tenemos que ir enfrentando boxeadores de calidad y nos vamos acercando a enfrentar a los boxeadores top. Ahorita pues tenemos una dura prueba con un boxeador complicado que se ha ganado el renombre con victorias y ha ganado posiciones importantes, entonces ahorita pues nosotros tenemos que dejar bien marcado quién es el camarón Zepeda.
Well, like my trainer said, for me to be able to build a legacy, I have to take on this type of fight, these type of fighters, guys that are difficult, that are going to push me. If I want to fight the next tier of fighters, this is what I have to do to be able to put my name and build a legacy. So this is what we're going to have to do, and fight guys like Giovanni Cabrera.
Giovanni, have you watched the last couple fights?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think?
Great performances, my friend. Kicked their ass.
How do you not become one of those guys?
Well, I understand distance better. I'm taller. I'm just as big, just as strong. I have the best chin in boxing, as I proved against Pitbull Cruz. What I learned a little bit too late in that fight was that I actually was the bigger and stronger man. I learned a little bit too late, but I did knock him down in the 11th round, and I don't think anyone has put Pitbull on the floor except for me. So be surprised with the new mentality, with this new experience. I believe more and more in myself, and I'm gonna prove it.
What do you think of what he just said?
Sí, sabemos que es un peleador complicado, que es fuerte. Nosotros también nos preparamos siempre al máximo, al igual como a él, algunos peleadores lo han subestimado, su estilo complicado. Nosotros también tenemos una metodología de entrenamiento, sabemos movernos en piernas, sabemos trabajar nuestra distancia, sabemos entrar y salir. Entonces hay cosas que hacen atractiva esta pelea y siempre desde el momento que me lo ofrecieron se ve que era una pelea importante y creo que el público va a salir ganador viendo esta pelea.
Well, we know he's a complicated fighter, he's a strong fighter, but I also know, what to do in the ring. I can move, I can keep my distance, I can throw a lot of combinations, and we know that he's, a difficult and awkward fighter, but for me to be able to get to the next level, this is what I have to do, and on July 6th, the winners are going to be the fans because they're going to see a great fight.
All right, Jill, I'll give you your final words right now.
Thank you to Golden Boy. Thank you for, Oscar de la Hoya for giving me this opportunity. Freddie, thank you for being by my side, believing in me. I want to shout out to everybody in Chi-Town, Chicago, baby. I got your back, man. Have my back. León, Guanajuato, La Colonia Obrera, Arriba, Guanajuato, cabrones. We're in this shit to win, and we're gonna prove it.
Agradecido a Golden Boy una vez más por creer en nosotros, por saber que vamos a sacar primeramente esta victoria y a toda la gente no se la pierda esta gran pelea y arriba San Matateko.
Thank you to Golden Boy for believing in us, knowing that we're going to win this fight, and just a hello to everybody back home.
Two respectful fighters, you'll be able to see them live on the Zone July 6th from the Toyota Arena in Ontario, California. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. Of course, you can watch it all on the Zone. All right, let's get the fighters to face off right now. Thanks to all members of the media that came out today. Make sure you go to the Golden